KC Part 10. Be ready for it. One of the most important. Very happy. Much better. State of affairs. Sorry, state of affairs. In some cases. Other parts of India. Much more than. That is done. You will not be able to. Higher standard. Elsewhere. Anything else. Very low. There is another. Can be done. System of education. You have. I do not say. I mean. In some way. In terms of. They should be regarded. And they should have. In some such way. Common man. Businessman. As we are. Less than. Many of them. Cost of living. And they are also. Which should be able to. Heavy industries. Basic industries. At a time. Budget proposals. Annual budget. Crores of rupees. This must be. In the present circumstances. I believe that. For one another. Out of the. In the other house. That we are. That we can. All along the. Well equipped. Has suggested that. Something like the. Day to day. Which would be. Mid-term. Short term. Long term. Greatest. In touch with the. Indian National Congress. Party leaders. As they had. Could not. In line with. Nobody else. Call upon the. Might have had. Some others. Some other how. That they have. They did not. That was the. It was not possible. Careful consideration. Are being taken. Year after year. Ministry of Labor. They have no. And those who have. My own state. What is being done? What can be done? By these. Of these. How far? You were pleased. Sufficient attention. Small industries. Any further? Cottage and small industries. You can. Until and unless. With a view to. Something else. Sought to be. As to what was. On what basis? By virtue of the. Which had been. Withhold. From us. In the reports. Report of the. We must have. Our own. Time and again. He would have. May not have. By all means. Be made. Looking after the. Far from the. As and when. What would have. Was able to. He would have. He would not have had. Over and above. On behalf of the. Let there be. Spread over. For the first time. Even if. At least. Going to be. Whole time. Wholesome. It is only. You cannot. Are likely to have. If you. Few. View. Viewed. Very good. Information department. Set apart. Should not only. Along with the. We can have. It should not be. Very great. Censor board. At the outset. in the light of the percent per annum is likely to be into operation at present. Maximum extent possible from them to do today so far being all sorts living conditions. I suggest businessmen directly or indirectly, as I said, in the long run, is to be given in the first instance on the basis of the it must be, will not be able to, from this, ought to be given from another point of view, seems to me, which seems to me, which seems to him, it was not able to, once again, going to be. There is another point of view. It is seen, is not the, if it is, for a long time, I have found Houses of Parliament, and these reports, apart from the fact that there have been, are to be made from the purview of the less than legislation, for more than it is better, I would also say, will not be able to, should not be, it in not correct to say, in this way, taking over, in any way, working conditions, on their part, I don't think, should be considered. There is another, left out, of this bill, one another. It is also, in relation to the, in such a way that, if we want, and there was no has taken the, if it is the, later on, let there not be, certain other, is borne in mind, as has been, in our hands. It appears to me that the Railway Administration, it is not clear, as we know, on the floor of rural population, chambers of commerce, unless and until, in view of this, or not, that he will be able to, I wish, of the people, in the other house, high level, whether it is not, in principle, in particular, it could be, should be considered, as we all know, economic resources, British government, natural resources, fullest extent, no longer, all these things. This statement, to draw the attention of the proportion, proper, prosper, fitness of things, in the interests of the, it has also been, medical facilities, political party, and we hope that the, it was said that, in the past, to consider, similarly, was also mentioned, very high. Undoubtedly, you cannot, here and there, standard of living, at all that we say, side of the house, other house, another house, straight away, and we do not, that is to say, out of this, and he will not they would, with this measure, in less than, on the other side of the house, numerous, Then again, nothing, nothing else, can only, over the matter, as to which, in the minds, and all that, court of law, brings forward, such and such, so that they would be, apart from the fact, important matters, especially, specially, stop.